Good evening, welcome to the Professor Maima Show. Hope you are doing well wherever watching me from around the world. Please subscribe, share and like this video. So today I want to talk about something that's very interesting. It's known as fear. So what's fear? So I looked at the dictionary and this is what I found out, the definition of fear. So what's fear? So fear, they say, an unpleasant emotion caused by the threat of danger, pain or harm. So what's fear? An unpleasant emotion caused by the threat of danger, pain or harm. So it's an unpleasant emotion, yes, because you are anticipating a pain. They say pain, danger or harm. So this prevents people from doing whatever they want, isn't it? So in this regard, I want to talk about what's fear. So fear, according to the good book, what talks about fear, we're going to look at 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7, isn't it? So we say, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind, isn't it? So we repeat again, 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Isn't it? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Fear is in the mind. Fear is in the mind. See, like there are people who fear maybe flying. There are people who fear swimming. People who fear driving. There are people who fear even going up heights. There are people who fear speaking in front of people. There are people who fear animals. Someone had a friend of mine back in the day. When he saw a cat, just a cat, C-A-T, cat, or in Kiswahili you say paka, the person will be frozen. I don't know, maybe they had a bad experience, isn't it? So that's why we're talking about this fear. So today I'm going to say fear is in the mind. So like, let me give you an example. When I was young, I used to fear this thing in high school. I used to fear this thing of reading books in class. You know, when you have these literature classes, people read. It's called read aloud. It's called reading lesson. You have a literature book. You read. Everyone is given a paragraph. So when it came to me, I would sweat. I would panic, isn't it? Little did I know that many years later, I would become a lecturer. So there's this time I went to, we had an event in school, and the whole school was around. These were like over 300 people. Usually my classes are around 50 to 60 students, so you don't really fear something like that. So imagine speaking before 300 people, isn't it? So at first I was nervous, but when I started speaking, the fear just left me because now I concentrated on delivering my points, trying to talk about anything that came to my head, and saying my students are good, saying talking about the school, how it's a good opportunity, talking about the students, uh, how they should use the university education to gain education, but also to learn skills and talent, so that when they finish school, they can, when they finish school, they can look earn a living, isn't it? Because there are no jobs these days. So that's why I'm saying fear is in the mind. Like you want to start a business, but you have fear, isn't it? So you have to go, you you just keep on procrastination until one day that idea someone else does it. So you should not fear. That's why even this content creation is good, because maybe in the next 10 years, a channel that has 500 subscribers now may have 10,000. And then maybe you can now design a product that you can sell to your subscribers. That's why I love It's called content creation, isn't it? It's just a place of venting, but you build your followers. So now fear, this fear I want to concentrate on is this fear of public speaking. First of all, before you speak before people, you have to think about the audience. Number one, who are the audience? Once you know the audience, then you can come up with a topic. You can't speak of, how can I say? You can't speak of, you can't speak of, you cannot use difficult terms before an audience of maybe people who are in primary school, high school. But if there are students like in a category, people at university level or adults in a particular field, you can use those technical terms because they understand them, isn't it? And then now the topic. It should be relevant to what you have. If it's a conference paper, maybe they give themes for people to present. So you go with your particular theme or idea you have written down, and then you go and present, isn't it? So that's how you overcome fear. Now, when you are in the people, once you are introduced and stand in the audience, the first thing is to introduce yourself. You say, my name is this, Professor Maima. I teach a certain course, or and then I want to present this topic. And then you start talking, isn't it? Hmm? Don't go, some people they think that once you are afraid, you start doing jokes. That can backfire on you if people don't laugh. So you just keep on present your paper and just flow. And as you flow, you think of it's called what, something interesting to me to say to the people, and they'll laugh as you talk, as you discuss your topic of discussion, isn't it? So that's what I'm saying. Fear is in the mind. The mind is very powerful. So like now, as you discuss, like today, I wanted to talk about this topic of fear, and then I used the Bible verse you have, Bible reading you have had, whereby being told fear, you should not fear, you have the power. It should be power, power of self-control, power of love. So when you have love, it means that you care about people. So your message should be inspirational, motivational, caring. The best speakers are always people who have love. They love their audience, they love themselves, so that their message is conveyed very well, isn't it? So that's what I'm saying. Fear public speaking, once you have the points down, you have started speaking, using examples around you, personal experiences. You just find the things will flow. You talk about anything. Like I gave you the example when I was young, and then we read things in the high school. When it came to my turn, I would really fear. There was a time even I sweated until I could not read a verse because I was so afraid. And then there was this word is called, instead of saying ogre, they say ogre, and there's this ogres, these are giants, mythical giants. So instead of saying ogre, I said ogre. People laughed, you see. Instead of saying ogre, I said ogre. You see, now that's just it's called an icebreaker, isn't it? So if I was talking about public speaking, I'll give that example whereby I was so afraid. So this word I knew it meant to say ogre. But me, because I was afraid, I just read it, said ogre. People laughed. Because an ogre means this bad giant that eats people up and all that. So you see, so public speaking, first of all, you must know your audience. You must do research on your topics. And then when you start speaking, use examples, personal stories. And then don't worry about jokes. As you speak, good ideas will come to your mind to make the audience engage them, isn't it? And then as you finish, you thank the audience for listening to you. And then you take your seat, isn't it? So this is what I'm talking about, fear. Fear is in the mind. Once you overcome your fear, you can do anything. You can ride that bicycle, you can ride that drive that car, and so on and so on. So this is the Professor Maima Show. I want to pray for you who's watching me, that you have a long life, that you become rich and prosperous, not only you, your children, grandchildren, and all your generations. Also pray for myself to be rich and prosperous. Pray for our country, Kenya, to have peace, and for everyone to have all their dreams achieved. Those are my prayers. Amen. So as I always say, kwaheri ya kuonana, kwaheri.